Today we're going to be working on elephant print off-white Jordans. What's up? Welcome to the channel. If you're new, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button. Today we're going to be working on off-white Air Jordan 1s. They're going to be red, white with elephant print. As you can see, we got the elephant print working right there. It looks super cool. It's going to be the Nike sign as well. So the Nike sign is going to be the elephant print. We got the gray suede right here. We got red. We got the red suede underneath. I wanted to go with the flat. We just got normal white leather right there. White leather right there. White leather right there. This is going to be the hole for the Nike sign. But this is what I'm working on right now. So usually on the other shoes like Jordan 1s or Travis Scott's, I stitch down a panel, work from there, stitch down a panel, work from there. But for off-whites, I pretty much just put them all there and just do one stitch around. As you can see, I already finished one shoe, but we'll save that for later. For this, we got to stitch all this together. I'm already finished with the toes as well. I wanted to get a start on that. As you can see, we got those nice stitches going on. Just make sure, stay straight all the way around, get those nice double stitches going on. But this is what I'm working with. This is what it's gonna look like. We got red and white with red and white. Kind of give those vibes, you know, we're gonna get red wings, double those as well. So when they overlap, you got the one that sits over the lace and then the other that the laces go through for the lace loops. But I think these are gonna turn out really sick, especially with the elephant print. It's gonna be a nice little touch to it. For all the stitching, I'm gonna be doing just white stitch. For the back, I'm not too sure if I'm gonna do black stitching and just do an X and keep it like that, or if I'll go normal like all the other ones and do a square. I'm not too sure. I kind of want to change it up a little bit, so I think I might just do the X. I just don't want the lock stitch to make it look too clumpy. So I'm thinking about that as well. I'm definitely going to be stitching the front with either a red or an orange stitch, the back as well with a red or orange. I'm not too sure if I just want to stick it with red, white and gray colorway, or if I want to add the orange in there just to make it off-white. But I'm going to start stitching right now. Get my sewing machine all ready, get all the thread ready, so let's start stitching. So we got all the stitching done. As you can see, fairly simple, fairly easy. We got the red stitching going on. This is all just white stitching. I think what I'm gonna be going with is an X right there. I think that's gonna be super cool, super unique, something that, you know, you don't see much. So I'm gonna do a black X right there, you know, just to stand out. Maybe I'll do white, but I think I'm gonna go with black just because it goes with the elephant print. But as you can see, everything is now stitched. It's kind of hard to recognize it just because I used white laces, but as you can see, or white stitching as I could say. But also with another thing that I want to mention, if you see there is no thread there. And what I did was I pretty much just took the thread right out of the needle, took the bobbin right out, and all that I did was stitched it without stitch. So it gives it that, you know, the off-white look. As you can see on the back as well, you know, there's no back stitching or anything. That's just the needle going right through it. As you can see, I got a nice simple red stitch going on right there. I'm gonna have to cut off the excess on the top. That happens sometimes, especially with off-white shoes whenever I make them. That being said, now what I gotta do is cut out my elephant print Nike sign. That's gonna go right there. Not too sure what color thread I'm gonna go with there, as well as a little box that sits on the back. And also I'm gonna be going with red liner. I'm pretty sure that's just gonna be nice, simple, very clean. So I'm gonna start cutting out those materials. I wanted to mention real quick, we got the toe as well as the tongue, just one stitch around. We got the double, we got the single right here. We got the nice clean double stitch right here, as well as a single stitch right there. So this came out really nice. We got this going along with this. So we kind of got a vibe going on already. If you haven't yet, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps out the channel, and let's keep going. So I've gone a long way with this, as you can see. So we'll start out the top. As you can see, we got all the double stitches. It's looking really nice, very clean. Got the double right there, you know, go with the wing. we go down to the wing. So I had a lot of trouble with this. My needle kept on breaking through this section. I'm not sure why. Probably because the 3 to 4 layers of leather, because you got the liner, you got the mid, and then you got the 2 layers of the wings right here. But as you can see, I stitched the base pair, then I stitched the top one. And as you can see there as well, if that wants to focus in, I put the needle holes through the top, like how the Off-White shoes are. So there's no thread in there, it's just the holes. So once we put the lace loops in, that little section will go right over the laces. But so far we're coming along with them. As you can see, they're looking really cool, really nice. So I measured out where the Nike sign's gonna go. As you can see, we got a little crease right there, so that's gonna work perfectly for where the Nike's gonna go. I haven't done a pair like this yet, so I'm just measuring everything for right now. That's how this whole pair has gone so far. They're looking really nice. I've just pretty much had to measure everything out to get them right, but so far they're coming along really nice. So the Nike sign's gonna be elephant print. I'm not too sure what color thread I'm gonna use, because on the last pair I used blue and orange. This one I kind of want to keep the theme of the red, gray, and white. So I might do like red stitching right here, because it goes the cross hatching, if that's what it's called, a little cross stitching right through the chunk of the Nike sign. I might do red. I might just go back to like an orange or a neon green. I'm not too sure yet. I'm still thinking, but right now I'm going to cut the elephant print out, as well as a little tab that goes on the bottom down here. I'm not too sure what color I want to go with as well. Also, I got to wrap the thread around the end of the Nike sign in order to give it, you know, that off-white look. But so far they're looking really nice, starting to look like some off-white shoes, as you can see. Also, I haven't done it yet, but on the top up here, I gotta do one single stitch. So the bobbin has to be red to match the inside, as you can see there. On the outside, it's gonna be white, and it looks a little wrinkled right now, but that's just because of the sizing, because when you roll it around, like, you know, how it's gonna be around the sole, it's now nice and smooth. So that's how, you know, the pattern works. When you sometimes you got to measure it out a little bit weird, but it will stretch out and it'll work perfectly once it's actually fitted to how the shoe's going to be. So I'm gonna cut the elephant print right now. I'm pretty happy with how they're turning out so far. They're coming out very clean, very nice. There's been a couple complications that I've gone through. I've been using different materials that I haven't used before, just because of the thinness of some of the leathers that I'm using. But so far, I'm actually pretty happy with how it's turning out. I mean, if you could just take a look at all the stitching, the stitching's coming out very nice, especially the X. I really like the touch of the X. And the stitching is just so straight, and it's just super nice. Also, as I mentioned before, the no thread right there. And like right through this section, it looks a little crooked, but that's just because of that red ink. Once I take that off, then it'll just show the straightness of the holes. So I'm not too worried about that. But as you can see, you know, double stitched all through here. It's coming out really nice so far. So now I'm gonna cut out the elephant print. If you want to make your own pair of shoes, go check out my online course, 100% online, start to finish, teaching you how to make your own shoe. All the tools and materials are given with the links right by them, so they're easy access. It's all video based from start to finish, so it's very easy and it's very doable, and you can go at your own pace. So don't miss out on this opportunity. Join in on the customizing community, and let's start stitching. So it's day 2 of making the shoes. I did this last night. I did the X stitch on the back. So I was thinking about either, you know, lacing it or stitching it right over just with the other lines, maybe doing a black box around it. But I decided to do something a little different, something that will stand out more. So I just did a black X, as you can see. I thought that would be cool. I got the liner all ready, as you can see as well. I'm gonna go with the red suede on the inside. This is the outside, or like the side that's supposed to be outside, but I wanna use the inside for touching the sock. So as you can see, I folded the leather like that. Also right here, I folded the leather. And what that's gonna do, it's gonna be like my other off-whites, the blue and black ones. It's gonna give that no seam effect, if you want to call it that. So it's gonna go along like this, and they're gonna line up like that. So instead of doing just like how the normal Jordans are, it's gonna be two seamless pieces getting stitched together, and I'm gonna and that's gonna be that pretty much. I think that's gonna stand out really well. I think it's gonna look very cool as well. I got all my padding ready to go. As you can see, we got all this padding ready to go. So all that I got to do is kind of glue this up, kind of wing it right now, because I haven't done this before on this side. So this is going to be very fun, because this is kind of trial and error. Get to change it out. For example, you know, we already got the stitch going on this side, so it looks very clean. So that's what we got to do. Got to glue it up a little bit, stitch it up. I think I'm just gonna run one stitch. I could double stitch it, but I think I'm just gonna do one. I think it'll be a lot cleaner from there. And then from there, we'll start the stitch over here. I already got my wings cut out as well. If you know the Off-White Jordans, they got two wings. So the first wing is the base, and that's where you put the laces through, but you also have a second one over it, and it kind of hangs over the laces. So I'm gonna play around with that as well. So I'm gonna get back to stitching, put all the internals on the inside, stitch this all up, and then we'll go from there. So I'm done with stitching for the day. I've broken lots of needles already. I'm not too sure why. I think it's just because of the thickness that I'm using right now. But this is what it looks like. I think this is probably my favorite shoe I have made so far, as in colorway, as in just how clean it came out. But take a look at that Nike. That elephant print just really stands out on the red and white, especially with the gray suede. We got the orange patch right there with the blue thread. We got the blue thread in the front. You can't really see it that much, but it's there. We got the elephant print on the back as well as the front. I think I'm gonna do maybe an elephant print little tag on the tongue, but that's pretty much gonna be it for the elephant print. But I think it just gives the Off-White Jordans just, you know, it just makes it really pop. I also blew off the ink on this side, so you could really tell with that all those stitching sitting right there as well. So I really like how it turned out. But you know, this is the inside. You got the little off-white back stitch from there with this going on as well. But I mean, I think it looks great so far. Later on I'll have to do my stitch right across that line, but other than that, it's pretty much done for lasting. Right now I'm in the stage of just waiting for the soles to come in. I ordered them from Goat. The shipping's been very late lately just because of the holidays, because of whatever's going on. I'm sure they're getting lots of orders right now, so the soles are coming in for that. So I'm just patiently waiting for that. I'm going with the red and white sole. I think it's going to make it really pop. As you can see, this shoe's coming along very nicely. This Air Jordan Off-White, it really looks great. I'm super happy with how it's turning out. Also, you know, a little touch, you got the spikes as well on the other side. We're gonna punch the holes later, but for right now, this upper is all done. If I get the tongue right here, this pretty much gives the full on look, you know, of what it will look like. So if you kind of, you know, understand, so that's the inside, and then if we switch it over, this will kind of be the outside. So I think these are gonna really stand out. I'm super happy with how they turned out. You know, the tongue came out super clean. You got the double stitch and then the single stitch up top, single stitch around. Got the double stitch on the toe box. I gotta punch the holes out for that later on. I'll be doing that later, but for right now I'm not gonna do it. But you know, just that, you know, shows how great the stitches have been coming out lately. I'm really happy with how my skill has come over the time, especially, you know, stitching the double stitch with just a single needle. But I mean, these are my Off-White Air Jordan 1s. You could call them elephant print, maybe just call them elephant print, Off-Whites, something like that. I'm not too sure what I'm gonna call them yet. Let me know down in the comments, what would you like to name them? Would you like to name them, you know, elephant Off-Whites, maybe just red and white Off-Whites, just Off-White in general, maybe some elephant Air Jordan, elephant 1s, or off elephants, I don't know, something like that. I think there could be some cool names that you guys could come up with. But these are pretty much the Off-White Air Jordan 1 elephant prints for right now. Thanks for checking out this video. Make sure to smash that like button. It really helps out my channel, helps us grow. We're at about 7,500 subscribers while I'm looking at it right now, so that's kind of crazy. Thanks for everyone that's supporting me. It really helps out a lot. I started a Facebook group if you want to check it out. The link's in the description. We all just talk about sneakers, stuff like that. Pretty fun. I'll be showing, you know, behind the scenes stuff of making shoes, making other shoes that I don't share on here, so go check that out. Also, if you want to make your own shoe, go check out my online course down in the description, as well as my merch. All my customs are down there. But thanks for checking out this video, and take care.